press briefing on the upcoming AU Advisory Board Against Corruption review mission in Ghana. We have invited you all here today to share yet another significant milestone in our collective pursuit of transparency, accountability, and good governance across our great continent. It is with great purpose that we announce the upcoming State Party Review Mission of the Republic of Ghana by the African Union Advisory Board Against Corruption from the 1st to the 6th of June 2025. This mission is a very vital component of the African Union's continental framework to strengthen integrity, assess compliance, and foster peer learning among member states in the implementation of AU Convention on Preventing and Combating Corruption. Ghana, as one of the earliest champions of this convention, has demonstrated commendable leadership in fortifying its anti-corruption systems. This review presents an invaluable opportunity to evaluate our progress, celebrate achievements, and identify strategic recommendations that will further enhance institutional effectiveness and public trust. This affords us with a rare opportunity to reaffirm our shared commitment to a future where governance is rooted in ethics, justice, and unwavering resolve to combat corruption in all of its forms. Together, we continue to build an Africa that thrives on the principles of accountability and the rule of law. As we prepare for this mission, we reaffirm our shared vision, an Africa where governance is rooted in fairness, where public trust is earned through action, and where the fight against corruption leaves no room for complacency. Together, we continue to build a future defined not by the challenges we face, but by the integrity with which we overcome them. The high-level delegation from the AU Advisory Board Against Corruption, AUABC, very simple, will arrive in Ghana on Sunday, 1st of June 2025. From Monday through the course of the week, the AUABC delegation will undertake a series of strategic stakeholder engagement with a cross-section of key institutions in Ghana's anti-corruption ecosystem. These engagements will include consultations with the following institutions: the Office of the President, the Ministry of Justice and the Attorney General, the Office of the Special Prosecutor, Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, the Ghana Audit Service, the Economic and Organized Crime Office, Parliamentary Committee, specifically the Public Accounts Committee, Legal and Constitutional Affairs Committee, civil society organizations including the Ghana Integrity Initiative, the Ghana Anti-Corruption Coalition, Financial Intelligence Center, Registrar General's Department, Judicial Service, Anti-Corruption Desk, Public Procurement Authority, and our development partners, including the UNDP, GIZ, World Bank, DANIDA, and some other relevant actors. These meetings will provide an opportunity to share experiences, assess progress made under the AUCPCC, and collectively explore ways to strengthen Ghana's fight against corruption. A central feature of this engagement will include a high-level National Anti-Corruption Conference, which is scheduled to take place on Friday, the 6th of June 2025 at the Accra International Conference Center. All of you are invited to attend. The theme for the high-level conference is Revitalizing the Anti-Corruption Architecture in Africa, Ghana's Accountability Journey. This landmark event will convene African Union officials, legal experts, public officials, policy influencers, and citizens' voices to share perspectives, identify challenges, and shape a more coordinated and courageous anti-corruption response across the continent. Ghana is proud to provide a platform for such an important dialogue, one that reinforces the African Union's commitment to mutual accountability, encourages South-South cooperation, and reaffirms our collective resolve to combat corruption in all of its forms. We look forward to welcoming the AUBC delegates, technical experts, and all our distinguished guests who will soon grace our shores. We also look forward to a productive, transparent, and inclusive process, one that will strengthen both our national integrity systems and continental solidarity. Let us all be reminded that the fight against corruption is not a task for a few, but the solemn duty of us all, leaders, citizens, and institutions alike. Ghana remains resolute under the leadership of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama in championing this cause, not just for our people, but for the future of Ghana. So Ghana is ready, and we invite the rest of the African continent to join hands to revitalize our countries and our continent. So thank you for your commitment to resetting Ghana and positioning Ghana yet again on the map. So many of you asked why we are putting ourselves up. And if you will recall, His Excellency continuously tells all of us that this is his legacy mandate and how best to measure the impact of his administration other than to put ourselves out for this peer review within the continent to serve as a baseline for assessing, the end of his term. Towards the end of his term, I'm sure when we come back, we should be able to say very confidently that Ghana has done some specific things. And already for the first couple of months, we all have seen the onslaught of goodwill that is coming into the country because of specific leadership actions. And so leadership does matter. He would want to invite all of you to continue building and joining hands together to build this new Ghana that we all want. So that means doing your work professionally, but also being on the lookout for the various destructive elements that would, try to impede our collective forward march to resetting Ghana so that...
Yes, regards your first question, this is the first time Ghana is going through this review, and we are very excited about it because it's been a very hectic program, and to go through this review is quite hectic. You have to get all these institutions together to go through with them, to fill out all the forms and answer a lot of questions, which you have done successfully. So we are happy to meet the delegation on Sunday, but to answer your question directly, this is the first time Ghana is going through this review. And this is also a commitment to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama's effort to fight corruption, because we have to accept to go through the review. It's not compulsory, it's voluntary, and we volunteered to put ourselves through this. So that's also a testament to our commitment against through this. And for us, we see the current CPR index as a challenge. And we think that when we go through this review, that becomes the benchmark for us to build upon. So this becomes, we want to assess ourselves to know where are we today. Because basically, this assessment will be based on the past, and then based on that, we can then begin to assess ourselves going forward. So we see ourselves as, we see this as a process of funds or the delegation we're expecting, if you can clarify the delegation. So we are going to have a 5-member delegation across the continent. The chairman of the committee of the delegation is coming from Senegal. The rest are coming from Ethiopia. They are high-level delegates who are coming to assess our performance as a country. So you can be rest assured that when they told us that we have to be very ready for this because it's going to be thorough, and they're going to meet every institution that is in the fight against corruption to ensure that we are at the level they want us to be. So yeah, it's a high-level delegation, and it's a 5-member delegation from Ethiopia and then from Senegal. So let's take a last on prevention and combating corruption. And they have a framework that they expect that every African country abides by. And if you can see here, I have the document they sent us. This is the framework documents. And we had to fill this. So we had to invite all the institutions, YOCO, OSP, Shraj, all of them, we spent about a week and a half going through this document. So we had to fill all this document, send it back to them, to their head office. They will then go through it, review it, and then when they meet these institutions, they will then ask questions based on the documents they have filled. So this has been filled. You can see it's quite a bulky. This is the questionnaire. So we can imagine after we have filled this, the kind of document we generate. So it's a thorough process. And after we have filled that, they also come back again and interrogate the answers we have provided. Based on that, they will do a recommendation, and the review is always good. And for us to put ourselves up to be reviewed, and like I said, it's voluntary. For us, for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to put ourselves up to be reviewed meant that he means good, and his commitment to the fight against corruption is very high. So for us, we want to use this to, again, like I said, to benchmark ourselves to see where are we today in the fight against corruption. Where are other institutions? How is their capacity building? Where are they deficient, so that we can then prop them up? So for us, this is a very important assignment, and we hope that by the end of the day, the advice they give us will also
the numbers. We are looking at, we have very high targets. So we are looking at 1,000 people to fill the Accra International Conference Center. But all said and done, a maximum or a minimum of 750 participants, including students from secondary and tertiary institutions. We have targeted these because we want to groom people from that base to instill in them acts of patriotism and anti-corruption traits. That is why we have included students from tertiary and secondary. We're also looking at heads of institution across the country, chief executive officers, ministers, people from all spheres of life. And so that is what we are looking at, apart from the mission team coming from Senegal and Ethiopia.
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and click on the bell for more updates.